Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Super Saturday ILCA special overview and public crypto talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand there are so many different things you can be doing with your time. My goodness, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, it always makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. And what a wonderful, wonderful place this is to be. My goodness, I don't know if you attended the Miami ILCA E-Estate Summit, but I did, and it was a phenomenal time. What a wonderful mix of networking, of learning, of educating, and just getting to know our new family. So I just want to say to everybody that attended, mwah, thank you guys so very much for not only bringing those wonderful smiles and those hugs, but thank you guys for bringing that positive energy. And to every one of us who are here on the Zoom call today, thank each and every one of you as well. Now, you guys get ready. We're going to hear a lot of information today. What are we talking about? We're talking about something that's on everybody's mind, or should be, and that is passive income. And how do we get it? So our educator is going to teach us about passive income. We're going to talk about why it's so important in our lives. And of course, we're also going to talk about what ILCA has ready for you in 2026. So again, you guys get ready, grab yourselves a pen and paper, because you're definitely going to want to take notes. Now, let me go ahead and get started so we can get down to the nitty gritty. I want to say hello to everybody on the Zoom call right now. You guys should know the routine. As you come on in, please type your name and where you are from in the chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who is here on the Zoom call with us. And if you have the opportunities, please turn on your cameras. One of the best parts about us being on a Zoom call is that we get a chance to see all your faces and see those wonderful smiles. So let me go ahead and jump right into it. Of course, we have the beautiful Miss Faye Hughes is here with us today. Hello, Faye. Not a problem. Thank you so very much for being here with us today. It is always good to see you. I see we have Miss Patty Geist coming on in from San Diego, California. Mwah. Hello, Queen. Thank you so much for being here and always showing up. I see we also have Mr. Clairvaux Alberts in the house. Hello, Clairvaux. How are you? Clairvaux is representing Connecticut. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Mr. CJ Jackson's in the house. Boom, 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 boom. I said CJ is representing Arizona. Hello, my friend. How are you? Of course, his partner in crime, I'm talking about Catherine Clement, is here as well. Mwah. Hi, baby. How are you? And for those of you that don't know, tomorrow is our big day. Tomorrow is the first meeting of our ILCA book club. It's starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful thing, please send me a private message and I will send you information on how you can become a part of the ILCA book club. Miss Catherine Clement and Miss Samantha Studebaker-Carl. Ladies, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for our community. You are greatly appreciated. I see, oh, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Hello, Miss Judy E is in the house, coming on in from Canada. Hello, Judy. How are you, baby? Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Miss Carla Arrigo is here. Hello, Queen. Representing St. Louis, Missouri. It is always good to see you. Miss Melanie Davis is in the house. Miss Joy King is here. Hello, Queen. How are you? Of course, Rita B is here representing San Diego, California. Hello, love. How are you? Mr. Nathan Hansberger's in the house. Doreen Buckner's in the house. Doreen, if you haven't received an email from me, I will be sending that out to you today. Of course, Miss Janelle Appling is here representing Colorado, and Miss Victoria Peterson is here. So since the family's all here and I see you guys on Facebook, hi babies, how are you? If you guys want to be with the cool kids on the Zoom, you can. All you have to do is go to bbcryptochallenge.com and you will be able to be here with us. Now, let's go ahead and get this party started again. Thank each and every one of you. Hi, Zion. I see you. Thank you so much for being here. Now, let's go ahead and get our party started again. Thank each and every one of you for joining us on our ILCA Super Saturday, I almost said 5-day challenge, Super Saturday and Public Crypto Talk. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 9 years, he dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share this information with the masses. And this was done by putting on fun and exciting Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. He has built thriving communities. He has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you for that introduction, Miss Casa. And you guys see Miss Casa went and got a new hairstyle. All right, Saturday morning, ready to go. And one thing I have to say about Miss Casa that she is always here, showing up on time. Without me, we don't communicate before. I don't say, "Are you going to be on the presentation today? Are you going to be able to host?" She's there. She'll let me know if she's not. So I'm always confident she's always going to be there and she's always ready for you guys. And that's not easy to do. I mean, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's got her own business to run. It's a Saturday, she's got a household to run. So for her to take time out of her schedule means not only is this something that she loves to do, but she believes in it and she loves helping out all of you, the community. So thank you, Miss Casa, for all the hard work that you're putting in, and congratulations on getting promoted last week to Agent Level 4, soon to be Agent Level 5, and leading by example when nobody out there knows what we're doing yet, but they're about to. So welcome, welcome everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. And yeah, you guys didn't think that went through. Super Bowl Sunday's tomorrow. So nothing's happening tomorrow. And also Olympics. We were watching last night the opening ceremony for the Winter Olympics, and I love watching the Olympics. I always have one TV dedicated to having it on 24/7. Right now is the women's ice hockey. I think they're playing Finland right now. So there's a lot taking place and happening, but there's a lot taking place here as well. I mean, we're 1 week removed from coming back from Miami on an opportunity that we have been observing for the last few months to see is this something we want to really add to our portfolio in the ILCA community? And the answer is yes, because it checks a lot of boxes, which I'll speak about in a second. But what is ILCA? And people ask me that all the time. What is ILCA? It originally stood for Ivy League Crypto Academy, but I did not register it as Ivy League Crypto Academy. It is actually registered as ILCA by itself. The acronym, it stands for Ivy League Coaching Academy. The crypto is just one aspect of it, and that aspect of it is actually a small aspect of it. You may think, wait a minute, Brandon, don't you talk about the future is crypto? No, the future is actually digital. Digital. Everything's going to be moving in the digital space. Crypto just represents one part of it. In fact, going into 2026 right now, we're in February. There's three words that's going to stand out in this digital space. That is where the river of money is flowing, and that is tokenization, artificial intelligence, and stable coins. All of them dealing with digital. Now, again, when I go back to what is ILCA, I want to go share a story that I had. I had a private Zoom with a young man named Zion and his mother Joy yesterday or the day before yesterday. And his story, he reminds me of myself when I was his age. He's a senior in college. I began my networking or when I made the decision I wanted to be an entrepreneur journey, my senior year in college at Morehouse College. I remember the very first meeting I ever attended. We didn't have Zoom meetings and things like that back in those days. We didn't have conference calls barely, and those were expensive, long distance and all that. And we had to actually go to a hotel meeting in the middle of the week and at the night, and it was cold, it was snow on the ground. I remember my good friend, in fact, we're going on a cruise together for his 50th birthday this summer, picked me up and fit four of us big dudes in a two-seater type car. We had to lay kind of crosswards in the back seat just to get to the meeting. And I remember seeing a gentleman at the front of the room talking about how would you be able to earn money working for yourself, working from home. And it was completely different than what I was taught. I was taught go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job. that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And I knew that plan wasn't going to work. And not only, and even if it did, that's not where I really saw myself sitting in a cubicle for 40 years and answering to some boss. I'm more of a free spirit. And the gentleman in front of the room had showed us after they did the presentation, and I was like, wow, this sounds amazing. And he showed us a $10,000 check that he made that was a bonus check for the week. And he was averaging about $10,000 a week in bonuses and around 150 something thousand dollars a month in residual income. And my head just exploded. And at the time, he was 29 years old, I think at the time, 29 or 30, because I was 21, 22. And my head just exploded. I said, I want that. Now, unfortunately, I got a lot of training, but I got that generic type training that everybody gets. I didn't have an ILCA, to kind of hold my hand and guide me through to understand what was going on. And I kind of fumbled around and figured it out, but it took me 10 years to figure it out. And once I did, I was able to walk off my job and retire at the age of 36. So it took me 12 years, I think 12 years from when I began to walking off my job. And one thing I was telling Zion is that the way he's thinking and looking and trying to position himself in this industry where the river of money is flowing, if he's consistent with this, even and he's able to push through the ups and downs, the challenges, the setbacks. And one thing in business, will always be setbacks. There will always be challenges. My River of Money group, I said this last summer, I think we had about 3 different projects going on that we want all of these to work, but chances are at least one of them may not. I don't know which one, I don't know how or where, but that's just reality. The 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 key is, are you able to continue to move forward and push through when the challenges happen? And if the answer is yes, because you keep your eye on the goal, focus on the goal, not the task. The task, it can change, but focus on the goal, you will make through. And I told him if he continues the task, he'll be a millionaire before he's 30 years old. And that's not because I can see the future. It's the law of the universe. If you do certain things, you're guaranteed to get certain results. And it's most likely not going to happen the way you think it is, but you got to keep moving forward. And that is what ILCA is. ILCA is a community of people that have made a decision that they want more out of life than what you're getting right now. And that's the first part, making the decision. And that's actually the hardest part. People think that the hardest part is actually what work do I have to do to get there? That's not the hardest part. The hardest part is actually making a decision because most people don't make the decision until they feel there's a guarantee that the activity that they take is going to give them the results that they want. They want a guarantee in life, and that's not how it works. You first have to make the decision first, not focus on how I'm going to get there. And then the how will make sense. And the how starts to change. And you've got to be able to call an audible and sometimes make shifts and make changes. We're in February now. So 4 months ago, I had no idea I would be in some form of digital real estate. 4 months ago, I already had a whole plan laid out for 2026. I had no idea, but I was able to pivot, able to call an audible, able to make changes that need to be because the goal has never changed. If one vehicle is sputtering and not getting you to where you need to go, then you need to be able to pivot and make the necessary adjustments and changes. And so life just is interesting like that. But the one thing that is constant is ILCA, this community. We created ILCA 4 years ago with the purpose of teaching people how to be positioned in the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. for the most amount of people. And that's a fact. And you don't have to take my word for it if you're paying attention to the news, which we do in ILCA. For those of you in the inner circle, we do it every day. This past week, and I got to say, it pays to be in the inner circle. I learned information that made my head explode. It also gave me cause of concern that once I started connecting the dots. And I might do a live, I'm supposed to do a live about this. I might do it sometime today, see how I feel, go in the backyard, turn on the camera again, and talk about a little bit of what we stumbled on in the inner circle. We weren't told about it. Nobody said, "Hey, Brandon, you need to look this up." No, it's just when we research every day. And for the record, I am not a crypto expert. I'm just crypto versed. I know how to read the space, and that allows me to always learn and be positioned in new opportunities. And so that's what we were doing this week. We were learning, and we stumbled down a rabbit hole all the way from the crypto market dropping dramatically, more than 50% from its all-time high, to Epstein files and everything in between, connecting the dots and seeing the major players, especially the deal about Epstein that really has me a little shook a little bit. And I'm not talking about the pedophilia and sex trafficking stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. It's something else that we stumbled on that has my mind going. So I love Inner Circle Crypto Talk in the morning because I never know what we're going to get, what we're going to learn. And it has kept us in front of the river of money while we're still here after 4 years, while everybody else falls off or they're trying to catch up or mimic and copy what we do. Also, ILCA is about the community, about you guys. We're about teaching you the basic fundamentals and skills that you need to survive in this space and build your digital portfolio. That's what it's about. One of the things that we're going to be really focused on this year is I believe this is a transformative year financially. The economy, the global economy, everything is changing. Some people, 2026 is going to be their best financial year in business ever. For most people, it's going to be a year of struggling, one of their biggest struggling years financially. And we're dealing with an unknown market. Donald Trump could tweet anything, any moment, and the markets go haywire. And it's unpredictable. He's predictably unpredictable, which means that we're able to make money from this because we can predict the unpredictability. And if you're in the inner circle, you know what I'm talking about. His family has made more than $4 billion since he's took office because he's positioned his family in this digital space. Now, like it or not, is irrelevant. What's relevant is what are you going to do about it? Are you positioned? Are you taking advantage of it the same way they are? Do you know the policies that are coming down the road that you can make moves on beforehand? I predicted the market going to $75,000 before it happened. The inner circle knows what I'm talking about. So when the market drops, I didn't panic. I actually celebrate. I hope it continues to go down even more. But it was a natural course of things because I know what's going to happen on the rebound. In fact, while all of this money left the crypto space, you know who had an influx of new money coming in? One agency, BlackRock. Hundreds of millions of dollars flowed into them while the markets were going down. See, I make more money when the markets go down than when they go up. So does BlackRock. They figured it out. I wouldn't put it past that there was market manipulation going on and they're buying the dip while everybody else is scared. But we teach that here. We also want to teach you business fundamentals. See, I know what you need, which is digital education, but I also know what you want. You want to make money. Type me in the chat box if you want to make money, right? Money above all else. And I know the key to making money is to get educated. Because once you're educated, you're going to be able to make all the money in the world in this space. Most people get it the opposite. They want to make the money first and then say, okay, yeah, now I'll get educated. Or they say this, I can't afford the education. That's like an oxymoron to me. If you can't afford the education, I guarantee you're never going to be able to afford to change the life you have right now. Your life will remain the same. Education is everything. Education is key. So we educate you. We're going to show you how, one, be a business, become a business, create your own business, create your own LLC, create your own big bank accounts. We're going to have a step-by-step process on getting you from zero to hero real quick. A lot of people think they need a lot of money to get started, and that's not true. I got started in the crypto space with $30 in my name. Those of you in Miami, I shared my story on why I only had $30 to get started with instead of quarter of a million. But I flipped that $30 into seven figures in 4 years of business of ILCA and growing, all from that $30. But it wasn't the $30, it was this. It was the knowledge and the education that allowed me to move and continue to thrive and survive, even when there's scams and there's been rug pulls and there's been all sorts of shenanigans happening in the digital crypto space. And we've been able to survive it because of the education and the ability to keep moving forward. So I want to highlight two things. First, let me show you for those of you who actually want to say, Brandon, yeah, I want to be a part of ILCA. How do I do that? Well, let me show you our website, our general website. This is our home page. You want to get back to the person who's invited you, and they will give you a link to their page because not only are we providing education, but we're also providing a way for you to earn some extra income that you can use to build your portfolio. So we pay out commissions based on whatever membership level you have. In fact, we pay out commissions even if you are not official member of ILCA. If you share ILCA with somebody else and they decide to purchase anything within ILCA, I'll still pay you a 5% commission. So unlock your crypto journey, the Ivy League Coaching Academy. We all start off with our 5-day challenge. Our next 5-day challenge is February 23rd. For 5 days, 1 hour a night, we're going to teach you some basics of what cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is all about. Night one is the most important, the river of money. It's kind of like what I'm already saying right now, just in more detail. We'll talk about the river of money. By signing up for free, and you know why? We had a lot of free stuff. What was it? Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Kitty Taylor had looked me up on AI, and you can go to your AI and ask AI who is Brandon Ivey and Ivy League Crypto Academy or Bitcoin Brandon. And one thing is that, yeah, it was great crypto education, but they don't offer enough free opportunities for community members. So we changed that. Our 5-day challenge is free. Just by registering, you're going to get a free ebook, Bitcoin for Beginners, and you're going to get access to 10 free lessons just by signing up for free and the 5 days, 1 hour a night. Then you can decide to become one of our memberships. Inner Circle for $99, Diamond $149, and Partner for $199. I don't have the time to go over all of these in detail. The backbone is the Inner Circle. But just by getting part of these memberships, you're also going to get access to all of our crypto training courses, depending on your membership level. If you're a Diamond or higher, you have access to all of our crypto recordings and any new ones that come. In fact, will I show a sneak peek of a lesson? I have not. We last 5-day challenge. We oh yeah. Stable coin risks, technical and regulatory challenges. I have not released these yet. The stablecoin courses. And that's big. That's one of the big things for this year. I'll give you a sneak peek of another one. Let me see here. Of our latest courses that has not been released. Not even Marnita has seen these yet. Oh yeah, wouldn't you want to know who are the top stable coins for 2026? Top stable coins for 2026. Oh, yeah, let me take that off the screen. Hasn't been released yet. But anyways, we have currently 13 courses, almost 200 videos that you can go through anywhere between 5 minutes to 30 minutes long. I'm starting from Bitcoin 101 all the way to now we got stable coins. We also you can purchase all of the courses as well for $2,500, 24.99, and you can get them in the bundles for $750. If you're sitting in your mind right now thinking to yourself, that's too expensive, you miss the boat. You miss the point. In fact, this is cheap compared to the value that it's getting you so that you can be positioned to earn six figures and millions of dollars. So this is what the cost of it. If you are part of the E-Estate family, we have a special coupon codes for you where you get this at 50% off. One person just purchased all the courses instead of 24.99. They got it at half that price with all the courses. If you decide to be one of the memberships, you get half off for the first month if you are part of E-Estate. So get with us, let us know you're part of the E-Estate family and you would like to get further your crypto education, and we'll get you hooked up. Speaking of that, which another point I wanted to highlight today, because we did come back from Miami and we made the decision that not only am I well, E-Estate is a client of mine. They hired me to teach their community crypto education, and we do that every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. And we do a different lesson each week. This coming lesson is going to be about onboarding and purchasing your crypto for the first time to get your tokenized real estate assets. So one of the things that our focus is on is making money side now for our community. Those of you that want to be able to be positioned to earn passive income. See, when I started, actually, I made this declaration 2 years ago. I have been out of the direct selling space for 2 years. And the only thing that I want to be focused on and be a part of adding to my portfolio are opportunities that allow me to earn passive income from the product itself without having to recruit anybody and without having to sell products, goods, or services. Does that make sense? Anybody confused by that? To be able to earn passive income. See, as I'm approaching my 50s, oh my goodness, today's my brother's birthday, and he just turned 48 because I'm 49. And realizing, as we're going to our 50s, if you are in a situation like me, there is no pension, 401k, or Social Security, as if that would matter anyway. Most people retire broke, depending on family, government, or friends anyway. So where do we get our money from long term for the rest of our life? Well, that is earning passive income off of assets that we own. And so my focus has barely gone into the real estate side of things. And with blockchain technology disrupting that space, digitized real estate. And e-estate is allowing us to be able to earn passively off of our own acquired assets rather than having to recruit, which I can do. I can join any network marketing company out there and recruit all day long. But that's a work. That's like a job. I don't do that anymore. So we went from just being a partnership with ILCA to teach crypto education at eEstate to let's see if this works. Let's try it out. Now, full disclosure, I'm going to show proof. I believe documentation beats conversation. And as a disclaimer again, I am not a licensed financial advisor giving financial advice, and there's no guarantee that what has happened for me will happen for you. But I will show you what has happened for me. Let me pull up eEstate because people have been asking me this question. Are you actually making money? Well, let me show my assets. I have acquired $26,220 of digital real estate assets. Okay? Myself. That has earned me so far since a week before Thanksgiving, $7,298 passive income that I can withdraw just from my own properties that I've acquired assets in. See this? Now, here's the deal. People say, Brandon, you made your money because you can recruit a lot of people. Really? Let's see. From the recruiting side, building an agent team, you know how much money I've earned? $3,368. Huh. Which one is more? And I'm currently a level 5, 73% from level 6. Which one, which one is more? The $3,368 from building an agent team, aka recruiting, or $4,248. I gotta look at that one. $4,248. Or from my own assets, 7,298. Whether I get out of bed or not. Averaging right now, probably around $165 a day. Now, let me show you, because next week I'm going to be doing our very first presentation on Tuesday. And I'm nervous about that. Now, why? I could toot my own horn. I'm one of the best presenters in the country when it comes to direct sales. But I don't know real estate. I know digital. I know networking. Real estate is brand new to me. So what I'm nervous is that I don't have all that real estate lingo down like Anthony Deloge and Bond and everybody else and Coach Shante have. I don't have that down yet, but I will. At one point, I knew absolutely nothing about crypto. 2016, I knew nothing, and I bought some crypto, made some money off of it. But I taught myself in 2017. So give me time, and I will be very, very versed. So you guys will be my guinea pigs. And I don't wait to have to know everything. I get out there. You know, you can't play the game if you don't step on the court. So I'm probably gonna mess. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna mess up on Tuesday, but I'm gonna do it anyway because you know what? You can't mess up. How would you like to make money without having to recruit or sell a product? I mean, it's simple on a real world asset. Where's the money coming from? Not from new people paying money to pay old people. It's coming because the asset itself is generating revenue as a short-term rental every single day. And we just experienced this in Miami. I was on the elevator with one guy and he was like, yeah, every January they come down to that building and they rent out that spot for a month to get away from the cold. And he was like, he was upset because there was a cold front hitting Miami last week. But they spend the entire month. And then I look at, wait a minute, how much I spent just for 3 days compared to what he had to spend for a month? The owner is getting crazy paid off of this property. Short-term rentals. This is genius. And it's not new. It just hasn't been available for most people to have access to. And you can have access to this starting at $10. Yeah. Are you going to get rich off of that? No. But at least you can see how it works. Let me show you something else too. Let's say, because I'm going to be putting together a group. Let's say my sweet spot, because I'm going to be putting together a team. And to be on my elite team, you've got to be at least here. $3,120 for this via, LA via. Why? Because it is bringing you on an average about $19 a day or $399 a month average. It can be a little more, it can be a little less. Now we have individuals that have a core at least almost $400 a month coming into your household. Look at what your budget is right now. What could an extra $400 a month do for you? Grocery bills are high, gas is high, cost of living is up, unemployment is going up, nobody is getting raises on their jobs. People are actually getting laid off and AI is about to take over. I think Judy had just sent me something showing it. Was that Japan that's had already creating all those AI robots for work in the warehouses, and Elon Musk is doing the same thing. A whole fleet of it. It's like the movie I, Robot with Will Smith. Now, AI is not going to take your jobs. It's those who use AI that will take your jobs. So what about for extra groceries, $400 a month? And this is a good starting point. This is a starting point. Here's the ultimate goal. What if you get to the next step? You're at almost $1,000 a month. Oh, that's sold out. Here you go. Well, $1,500 a month on average. But here's the ultimate goal, because this is going to be my next move. This right here for an extra $8,700 a month. Now you got my attention. I don't roll out of bed for less than $10,000 because this plus what I already have is around 12K a month without recruiting anybody. Now, some months is lower, some months is higher. It depends on the property generating revenue. So there is no guarantee. And this is for those in the back, the hackers and the scammers that's listening and want to put out misinformation, because I know you're listening. This is no guarantee. So this is how we are going to be able to move in 2026 to be able to let you guys have a positive cash flow to and then use that cash flow to continue to build a diversified portfolio. So my first presentation for this will be on Tuesday. And for the ILCA community, it's optional. It's not mandatory that you got to be a part of this. Some of you are, some of you are not. That's your choice. What I'm saying is after 2 years of retirement, I'm coming out the gate swinging. And when I do something, I do it big. And I'm inviting you along for the ride. All right. Let's jump on to a sneak peek on what we cover on a daily in our crypto talks in the mornings. What we cover on a daily. We don't just read the charts. In fact, next week, guys, one of the days I'm gonna teach you how to read the charts. And that is basically like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. I'm gonna teach you how to read these charts. Knowing this is vital towards your digital future. You don't have to learn it just so that you can become a trader. Even if you're not going to trade, you need to learn and know because you're going to be able to make the right moves and decisions. And you'll be able to spot BS when you see it. When we read articles, sometimes I'm able to tell, oh, that's BS. When people are approaching me with opportunities, I'm able to tell very quickly, this is BS or it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. And I've called people out. I've called companies out, and they don't like it when I do that. One company told me and begged me, Brandon, please don't say nothing. Shut up. Just let us do what we do. Literally, I've had people tell me that. But if you're educated, you don't have to listen to anybody. You can figure things out yourself. And this is why we stumbled on something earlier this week. This reading the charts in combination with geopolitics that blew my mind. But we start with geopolitics. You might say, wait, wait, whoa, Brandon, geopolitics. Are you into that? The Democrats versus Republicans and all that? No, I'm not. I just want to know what's the headline news happening in the world because that is going to impact the markets. You can't have your head in the sand. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about do you like Donald Trump or not. It's about what is happening, and how do we move based on what's taking place. So I use this news source called Ground News. It's not on the left, it's not on the right. They just put up the headlines and let you know who's covering it. Like here's right here. Donald Trump says he didn't make a mistake over Obama's as apes video. This dude, I mean, oh my gosh. And I try. Sometimes I slip, but I try very, very, very hard to be as neutral as possible. I try, but I'm human. His White House was already covering for him, and he just threw them under the. I didn't make a mistake. Oh my gosh. What else we got here? Like here you see the right, only 19% of the right is covering that, 45% of the center, 36% of the left. Energy chief Wright says orders empowering coal plants helped keep lights on during a winter storm. Okay. U.S. India unveil interim trade framework, move closer to broad pact. Trump turns U.S. military leaders for diplomatic efforts on Iran and Ukraine. Turns two military leaders for diplomatic efforts. I got to check if we're moving another carrier fleet back because we moved one carrier fleet out of the Mediterranean to Venezuela. Are we sending it back or sending another one? IOC praises expect in the next few weeks there's going to be noise about Iran. IOC praises warm Olympic diplomacy with Vance in Milan after fans boo at opening ceremony. I saw that last night. LA mayor's race kicks off amid homelessness, raids, and fallout from deadly 2025 wildfire. Karen Bass probably should not win this re-election. She made a lot of political missteps. U.S. births dropped last year, suggesting the 2024 uptick was short-lived. Okay. Dow surges more than 1,000 points to hit 50,000 for the first time. White House removes Trump post depicting Obamas as monkeys, but Trump says it wasn't a mistake. U.S. arrests Benghazi suspect. Bondi says TikTok hit with charges of breaching EU online content rules. Trump administration launches Trump RX website. I did see that. Any of you guys jump on that? The Trump RX website? The Brandon Ivey Unleashed. Let's see. Most polarizing news. Protesters in Milan denounce impact of games on environment, and health costs are fueling voter stress, empowering Democratic campaigns. I'm going to make a prediction, and I am public today because we're streaming on Facebook as well. I predict two outcomes this year of the midterm elections. One, Donald Trump is going to do everything in his power to make this midterm election a living hell. He's already said it, or Steve Bannon, oh, we got to put border patrol agents, ICE agents at the polls. What the hell are you talking about? But that's what they want to do. And number two, if for some way, despite all the roadblocks that the Republicans are going to put to this midterm election, if the Democrats win, Trump will declare it illegal or something wrong and won't accept it or figure out a way not to have the midterms altogether. Constitutional crisis incoming. You heard it here first, or maybe you didn't hear it here first. Just wait. You think it's bad right now, and I always back up what I say with a fact. Why do I state that? It's not whether I agree with him or not. It's because for him, it's survival. It's survival. If the Democrats take control of the House and the Senate, they will undoubtedly attempt to impeach him and remove him from office. If that happens, all of those criminal cases, his convictions come right back. It's on hold. not the federal ones, because he went in there and overturned all that, but the state ones. His sentencing. See, him winning the presidency saved him. It's like he ran out the bell, run out the clock. But that comes back, and for him, that cannot happen. So come hell or high water, he will do whatever it takes. And then not to mention the Epstein files is still lingering over. So that's now knowing that, you need to be able to make the necessary moves accordingly, financially. How's that going to impact the markets? Next, we look at the charts. What's going on with the charts? Well, Bitcoin or the crypto market is dropped by 0.5%. Bitcoin dominance is at 56.7. Ethereum crossed back above 10%. It was at 9% something the other day. Bitcoin is still trending, it's sitting at $69,000, down 1.2%. Hype dropped 6.3%. And Pingu, we trade on this in our diamond class. Let's see. This is Saturday, so we need to go week to week. Bitcoin is down 14.7% in the past week. Ethereum is down 18.9% in the past week. This is a huge buying opportunity. Ethereum and Ripple. Ripple's at $1.42, down 13%. BNB's down 19%. Solana's down 20. Tron 4.1. Doge 8.6. White Bitcoin is the outlier. And this has gone risen all the way up to number 11. Is up 4.2%. Cardano's down. Another outlier, Hype. Whole market went down. Hype went up 10.2%. Leo token, Chainlink, Monero dropped 30%. Zcash dropped 22%. M went up 32%. My Diamond members, did you guys catch this? WLFI dropped 29%. Okay, let's look at the best performers over the past week. M, 32% up. MYX, Hype, Knight. It's another one we caught in Crypto Talk. Stacks, Sky, Whitebit. Beldex, didn't we also catch this on Thursday's Crypto Talk? Took a look at this. It's up 3.6. I don't think I made a note on it. No. Beldex, Toncoin, Figure HELOC. Okay, worst performers. Monero, WLFI, Zcash, BitGet, Official Trump, Providence Hash, Solana, BNB, OKB, Pump, even Bitcoin's up there. Aave, Ripple. What is Ondo doing? I don't remember seeing that popping up. In my inner circle, you know why. I'm wait, that's max. 24 hours. All right. Down 2.4%. 7 days, down 9.7% for Ondo. But inner circle, you know why I'm looking at this one. Okay, then we take a look at, and I'm not going to read all the articles, but we're just going to cover some of the headlines. What's going on? Let's see this. I've never been more bullish on crypto. Balaji Srinivasan on why today's price doesn't reflect what's coming, and I agree with him. Crypto's real trajectory is being missed by markets obsessed with volatility as decentralized networks quietly position themselves to replace failing global institutions and reshape economics, governance, and coordination. Economics, governance, and coordination. I've never been more bullish on crypto. I agree. As international law breaks down, we will need not just on-chain currencies, but on-chain companies. As the post-war order, you guys understand what that means? The post-war, we're talking about World War II. The United States has been dominant since World War II. And by natural selection and Donald Trump, this order is now breaking down. And what that becomes is going to be a new order in the world, and it's going to impact the finances. We'll similarly need the post-internet order. Post-internet order. There's you guys, if you purchased my courses or you want to, here's a course that it's a sleeper. You need to go back and go over again. Let me go into our dashboard. Pull up courses. Right now in Diamond class, we're covering tokenization, this course right here. But you want to go back and look at this course right here. Web 3.0. Let me listen to what I'm saying right here myself. One thing that we know is that the internet is evolving. In the 90s, we first logged into the World Wide Web, or Web 1.0, which was a static read-only experience. We then moved to Web 2.0, which we are currently using right now, which allows us to interact with the internet and each other through a centralized platform or platforms. The future of the internet, however, is Web 3.0, where the internet is now decentralized. You have control over your own data, your own content, and your own likeness. No more relying on applications and centralized servers to hide and control all of your data and information to use as they want. New web browsers are now being developed to better support decentralized applications and blockchain integration. This course will discuss how blockchain is a foundational technology for Web 3.0, enabling secure and transparent transactions and data management. All right, yeah, you're gonna want to go back and listen to those courses because it says it right here. Post-internet order. States will fail and the network will take their place. That's a powerful statement. Then we've got CFTC expands stablecoin collateral. Again, remember I always say those three words? It's tokenization, stablecoin, artificial intelligence. Not a day goes by in our crypto talk that we don't run across those words in the news. So CFTC expands stablecoin collateral rules as national trust banks gain approval. U.S. regulators move to legitimize stablecoins at the federal level. Now, this is one of those things that I got wrong. I thought it was going to be all about CBDCs. So I wrote a course on CBDCs last year that we dropped last year. And where is it? Where is it? Right here. And I was wrong. Yes, it's important to know this, but it's not going to be world dominant just yet. Oh, why is it highlighted like this? It's not world dominant just yet. I got this one wrong. Instead, it is stable coins. And that's the new lesson. Do I talk about the CFTC? Is this no. No, I just cover. Yeah, I did do it in stable coins and decentralized finance. Okay. All right. U.S. regulators have moved to legitimize stablecoins at the federal level, expanding approved uses and elevating national trust banks' role as payment tokens gain momentum across mainstream financial infrastructure. Today, the CFTC staff is expanding the list of eligible tokenized collateral to include stable coins issued by national trust banks. With the enactment of the Genius Act and the CFTC's new eligible collateral framework, America is the global leader in stablecoin innovation. Interesting. All right, what else we have here? 231.6 million pours into IBIT following the second worst day for ETF price. Let's think about that. Bitcoin price is going down, yet 231 million poured into BlackRock. Buy the dip, BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF saw $231 million in inflows following 2 days of heavy outflows during a turbulent week for Bitcoin. Okay. Next up, Tether helps Turkey seize 544 million in crypto tied to illegal betting network. This is a concern. And we also covered that in Crypto Talk, a couple of months ago when we realized a lot of these stable coins have the ability to freeze your wallet, which goes completely against what the blockchain's all about anyway. So as these stable coins keep popping up all over the place, as you're reviewing which ones to use, there's a couple of check marks you got to have. Is this stable coin, does this stable coin offer yield capability? What does that mean? Meaning that you're going to make money just by holding the stable coin. And two, do they have the ability to freeze your account? So some of you may care about it, may not. I want to look for the ones that do not have that ability to freeze my wallet. So this is interesting here. Tether claims it has helped law enforcement in over 1,800 cases across 62 countries, freezing 3.4 billion in USDT tied to suspected illicit activity. So one thing is if you're using a centralized exchange like Binance, Kraken, or whatever, and you were doing something illegal, then that centralized exchange can freeze your account right there and your money in that exchange. What I did not know is that Tether and some of the other stable coins can freeze your wallet no matter what wallet you can have your money sitting in Tether in a decentralized wallet and they still have the ability to freeze that. That is I did not know. I didn't even think that was possible. So I learned something new when I saw that. So this is interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out on that. And then is this the last one? Yeah. Big questions. Should you sell your Bitcoin for nickels for a 43% profit? Viral posts claim that melting down American nickels is a guaranteed path to profit. We put that theory to the test, huh? What are you talking about here? Watch out, Bitcoin. There's a new inflation hedge in town. It's no secret that when governments debase currencies, investors run to scarce, hard assets like gold, silver. What's that? What's that word? Real estate. Follow the river of money. Brandon, oh, why are you doing that e-estate thing? Isn't there a bunch of AI folks? Nah, I went down to Miami and I shook the man's hand. He's real. I was not jacked into the Matrix or Tron. Why? Because of this. When government debases currency, what's the safe haven? Gold, silver, real estate, and Bitcoin. So no, I don't want to be a part of all the other opportunities that's coming my way right now. And I'm swatting them like left and right, like I'm freaking Dikembe Mutombo. Real estate. But investors occasionally share the idea online there's an even harder money out there. The American 5 cent coin. Really? I got I got some nickels sitting on my desk right here. So what's so big about the nickel? Man, look at this thing. Okay. Nice and shiny, 2016. All right. What about the nickel? Let's see. Or at least the metal that it's made out of. The idea is pretty simple. The alloy used to create a nickel is not the same as a quarter or a dime. They don't use the same material. Cupronickel, which is made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel, currently exceeds the face value of the coin itself. Oh, that's insane. So you make more money melting this thing down than using this as a currency. Melting it down and selling it, then using the proceeds to buy more nickels. Huh. Oh, wow. That's a hustle right there. Is that legal? Could theoretically make infinite money, and the downside is limited. The worst case scenario is metal prices drop and you simply spend the physical nickels or deposit them at your local bank. Incidentally, the math doesn't work for an Australian 5-cent piece or a UK 5 pence coin, both of which contain much less valuable metal. The downside is zero, said Bitcoin Teddy on X, claiming he sold all his Bitcoin for physical nickels. The post appears to have been inspired by a similar one in October last year. What the hell? You sold your Bitcoin for nickels? I bought $250,000 worth of physical nickels. No, that's not a typo. That's 5 million coins. 55,000 pounds of American metal stacked in boxes from a local bank vault, an asset the government literally can't print anymore. Most people would call it insane, but let me explain the thesis. Each U.S. nickel is made of copper and nickel, weighing 5 grams. That means every $1 million in face value equals roughly 100,000 pounds of metal. Ah. If you did try to sell all your Bitcoin, would it be worth it? I don't know. I'm more concerned how acid, fire, and lots of it. Now we're gonna have a bunch of dudes on the corner out there trying to melt nickel. Now, you know what this actually tells me? Here's the sad part. It's not the fact that, oh, this is cool, you can sell your nickel and make more money. It's the fact that money, our US currency, has dropped so much that the metal that created it is worth more than its own value itself. That should let you know the state of where our economy is right now and why you have to do and make different decisions and do something different. If you are trading your time to be able to earn this, $100 bill on your job, you're losing money every day. You have to work harder and more hours to get the same amount. So if that's where your focus is, if that's where you're positioned, you're on the losing side. But if you shift and say, let me put myself in the front of the river of money, let me put myself, I'm doing something with AI, something with stablecoins, something with tokenized real estate. Now you're putting yourself in front of the river of money. Does this make sense? Which is why when people ask, why are you on that e-estate thing? This is why. And it makes sense and it's easy and it's simple. So we're going to run with this starting next week. And also, I'm not going to play games with it either. I'm going to have different groups. Those you might want to, play around with $10 and $100. Nah, we got a short window of opportunity here. As long as Trump's administration is in office, it's going to be the wild, wild west, open season. So we have a short window of opportunity to do as much as we can. You can't play with this. You either do it or you don't. And I'm talking about, you don't sign up. Let me try it out. Oh, hell no, I'm going for it. $1 million I'm going to make off of this. All right, that is it for our uh, Saturday morning presentation, Crypto Talk. So I showed with you a little bit of what ILCA is all about, how to become a member with us. If you don't have anybody that can give you a link, just go to ilca.app, ilca.app, and join with us. It pays to be in the inner circle. In fact, if you use the e-estate for an example, the money you're making from that, you can use that to pay for your education. If you're doing $400 a month, you can at least be in the inner circle and learn how to make even more. So you want to join our inner circle at least. Then we also have a program in place to show you how to earn passive income without having to recruit and without having to sell a product, goods, or service in front of the river of money. Sometime later on today, I will probably be doing a live to talk about what I stumbled across this week that has me a little bit shook and concerned, and what moves I'm going to make because of it. So I'll do that later today. Nothing's happening tomorrow. We've got the Super Bowl happening tomorrow, and be back on Monday. I had planned on doing a financial reading of the financial report of E-Estate for 2025 yesterday and got caught up. But I will do it on Monday. I'll let you guys know the time when. Probably sometime tomorrow. I'll make a post. Those of you in the inner circle, in the river of money, pay attention to the Telegram group because there's going to be another presentation on one of the programs taking place. So pay attention to the Telegram group. And I think there's an e-estate presentation taking place either an hour from now or 2 hours from now. For those that want to hop onto that for the Saturday morning presentation. And then Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, I'll be doing my very first e-estate presentation. And I'm going to end by playing some new, well, some of you might have heard it, e-estate music, as well as some scenes and images from our time in Miami this past weekend. So again, thank you guys for being here today. Victoria, I don't do Q&A on Saturdays. So you want to make sure you save that for Monday. I don't do Q&A on Saturday. That's open up a can of worms because we are public here. So for now, that may change later. All right, everybody. You know what? No, Victoria, let me highlight you because I got an image of you in here as well. Go ahead, and then go ahead. I'll make an exception today.
I was going to ask you something that I don't. I was going to. Good morning. I was going to ask you a question of something you was just speaking about. But anyway, what what time are you going to be doing the meeting this afternoon? Around what time?
That I don't know. I don't know yet because it's a Saturday, and once I feel like just going to the backyard, I will post before I go live. So it'll
Oh,
be
I know the
sometime today.
flyer. I'm sorry, the flyer. I asked about a week or so ago. I need a flyer. I need something in my hands when I'm going to talk to the students over at Central. So
Okay.
so is the flyer ready, or can somebody put something together quickly for me so I can take it to Kinko's and print it out?
Well, the flyer I posted in our Telegram group, the one today. So you can use the flyer that we used today to promote our Saturday presentation of ILCA.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's in the Telegram group.
Yes, in our Telegram group. And
Can
there's
it
a lot of flyers. Hold on, let me pull this up. If you go to our ILCA resources group, and let me stop sharing screen for a second and bring it over here.
Is
Let's,
there any way, Mr. Brandon, that you can just send it directly to me, please, sir?
well,
Is there any
it's
way you
easy.
can do?
It's easy for me to show you because you'll always be able to
Okay.
come here and get it when there's new ones that's added. So here in the Telegram group, we have all of these flyers and marketing that you can use
Okay.
under
So,
media and marketing.
and all I would need to do what is take that
Yeah,
and
you
and
you,
and
you take
forward
that,
that.
right click, save as. You can save it on your computer.
Okay. And then I could take it somewhere to Kinko's and ask them to print it out.
Print it. That's correct.
Okay. In the future, can you leave a place there so we can put our information, our link, so persons can go directly to us so we would make sure we get the credit? Is there a space there, or I guess I could just
Well, these
put
are
some,
these are standard. So what you might want to do if you want to edit these, you can always put it in your Canva or on PDF and then just add a
put
line
some,
here with your
yeah,
link.
okay,
So yeah, you have the ability to do that.
okay, great. And so you said just go to to your group. I can't
Yeah,
see
it's
that, but
ILCA resources in Telegram. And you want to click on media and marketing.
so that's the name of it,
Yes, ILCA resources, media and
resources.
marketing.
Okay, okay, I'll go.
And
Thank you, sir.
all the
Yeah,
flyers are right here.
Oh, great, great, great. Because I needed some real bad. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And I knew this would happen. Now Judy wants to say something. Go ahead, Judy.
All right, Miss Judy, behave yourself, Miss Judy.
Hey, Brandon, you know me. I mean, you set the precedent, so I'm going to take advantage and step right in. But I just wanted to say that, for anybody new that's listening, these courses have been absolutely invaluable. I've been in the blockchain space. I thought I knew all the answers, and Brandon showed me I didn't even know what the questions were. And it has been absolutely phenomenal. And I got to say, Brandon, I'm loving some of these pictures coming back from Miami and being able to see, Lana from Hawaii and
Lanu.
well, I have difficulty pronouncing these names, but Lanu from Hawaii, I keep missing her. She comes to Toronto for conferences and we miss, but it's great to see the family all together, and it truly is a family. And if Brandon Stevens is listening, I mean, if he can put the next event somewhere outside of the U.S., that would be wonderful.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, did you see there's a poll going for that right now?
Yeah,
So the cities up for the poll is the next event is either going to be Dubai, London, Mexico City, New York, or Los Angeles. I think those are the five cities to vote on.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to slip in there because you gave an inch, and so I had to take a yard there. But yeah, great stuff you're doing. I mean, the stuff that we're learning, it's blowing my mind, and the ability to put all the dots together is just invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. And check your Telegram. I just sent you some more interesting connections.
All
That
right, I will do.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that, Judy. All right, I'm gonna end by playing one Miami song from our Miami album for E Estate, and I will see you guys. Just keep an eye out. I'll be going live sometime later on this afternoon, and I'll see you guys on Monday morning, Inner Circle Crypto Talk. Brandon Ivey out. Take care. Bye bye.
Miami, yeah. From the vision to the summit, yeah.
From the vision to the summit. From Mueta Caliente, now we inside. ILCA brought the tide. EState doors open wide. We saw the future oceanside. Caliente, elevation. Knowledge built the foundation. From the grind to Miami light, we turn the vision into life.
Look, flights touch down, palm trees sway, but the grind and it's never went away. For small screen lessons, nightly grind on Miami skyline, reflect the mind. Hands we shook, system real, tokenized doors we start to feel. Mike Hamilton, plans in motion, real estate wealth, crossing the ocean, not luck, it's calculated moves. Every lesson we paid our dues, from the block to the beachfront view, what we studied just came true.
In my from Caliente, now we inside. ILCA brought the tide. Estate doors open wide. We saw the future oceanside. Caliente, elevation. Knowledge built the foundation. From the grind to Miami light, we turn the vision into life.
Yeah, education turning into land, ownership now in our hands. Fractional dreams, real estate lanes, breaking financial mental chains. Community strong, global tone. What we once learned now fully shown. We didn't hope, we prepared. Now the future fully shared.
Baila con visión, move with precision, from belief to decision. Global transition, run away caliente,